All right, I think we are live, and yes, we are. Good evening. This is Andre Sanders down here in Jacksonville, Florida, of Overcoming the Odds, and this is going to be a cool treat for you this evening as far as covering the 5 things people will pay the most money for. You're a business owner. This is something that is really going to intrigue you as far as trying to identify your ideal customer. But before we go any further, let's go and introduce the rest of the panel. So we'll go out to California real quick.
Hi guys, this is Patricia Henry, and we're missing a few people on here, but they might show up later. But yes, we are talking about only 5 things, but 5 important things for you to know in your business that people want to know. Not only will they want to know it, but they will pay big money for it. So stay tuned.
I guess that's my cue. Hey guys, Neil Henson here from the UK, currently 11 p.m. my time, but you know, my favourite time of the week, every single week, we're always happy to be here. And yeah, tonight we're going to literally go through the 5 things that people will pay the most money for. So make sure you take notes, make sure you're understanding, just following along what we're talking about, and just listen to the examples of what we're going to do so you can start applying it to your business. Because once you understand these things, you literally have everything you need to go out there and just start getting loads and loads and loads of again, we can't guarantee sales. I have to say that right off the bat. I just get excited with this kind of thing. But literally, we're reading this and it really, really did excite me. You have everything you need to go out there and literally start building your business once you understand these 5 key things. So I'm not going to say too much more. We'll go through it throughout this training. So I'll send it back over to you, Andre.
All right, and I just add on to what you just mentioned too, Neil. We're not going to guarantee you anything, any results. Obviously, check our income disclaimer below. Obviously, results not typical, but they are possible, and it's pretty cool once we start breaking down into these. You might be somebody who's not a business owner. You're looking at this as far as like, okay, what does this have to do with me? Well, who knows? You might be one of those people that Les Brown mentioned. I heard several times in the past speeches he's made that you're working somewhere, but to be honest with you, deep inside, that's not something that you really like. I hate to say that, but that's just that's not so much in just U.S., but throughout the world. People are just pretty much going to do something week after week that they really don't like. They're just doing it obviously just to pay the bills, support the family, but this is something that they really have a burning desire to do, something just to keep it back in the back of your mind, or maybe you do want to start something on your own. This to have this like, yes, this is mine. Another thing to just keep in the back of your mind as well as we share these few things. I guess we'll just get right into it because for starters, people want to have something that's kind of speedy and convenient. I know for those that been in the home-based business profession, offline or online, I'm not going to lie. The thing is, too, people like to have something that's, as you just mentioned, speed and convenient. I know when I first got started in the profession, a few years back, I was just thinking, okay, this is not too bad as far as it was offline. Well, all right, something speed and convenient. Obviously, it was the the offline way, so it was just, using the cell phone and calling out everybody in that phone that you had and just build the business in kind of real brutal way. Not saying that it can't work or it's not effective, but with today, with social media just pretty much taking over, that's your speed and convenience for those who are working online. And I've seen people offline to work to transition to the online part as far as something speedy and convenient, and trying to share examples as far as what their maybe their product or whatever their company has to offer for somebody who's just looking for something better in their life. So it's just something that just really touches like a need, because when it comes down to it, it's solving a problem. You have a problem in the marketplace, and you're there to be the problem solver. And this is something that we have mentioned here before we started here live, as far as this, whatever niche that you're part of, you're a problem solver. And that's the main thing. I heard over the weekend too from another successful entrepreneur. You call it a conflict. He calls it a conflict. And what's a conflict? It's a problem that must be solved. So that's the cool thing about being a home-based business professional, because more than likely you are in something that can help solve a problem for your potential business partner or potential customer. Don't know if you guys want to add on any more with that too, with the speed and the convenience with for people. So you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I'll just add a bit here because when I got first started online, I always got told to blog, and I for years, and I will say years, I didn't understand what blogging was. It was only about 2.5 years ago, I started grasping what blogging was all about and why I should be using it, why it was so powerful. But I didn't understand it. It was so difficult because you had to set it up and you had to understand all HTML, and it was just such a nightmare. So if someone actually said to me, I'm going to literally give you a blogging platform set up, ready to go, and all you have to do is just sign up and just make things easy. For me, right there, I would have literally gone, yeah, definitely want it. If you use, for example, Lead Pages, I don't know if anybody uses Lead Pages or if you use ClickFunnels, but this is like a new thing. Well, not new, it's been around for a couple of years now, but it took off because it made creating squeeze pages, landing pages, thank you pages, bridge pages, etc. It made all those things so easy because it was literally a case of push button, simple, drag and drop kind of easy to use. But it was literally because it was done for you. It didn't require any additional work. You didn't require any specialized knowledge, and it was just it was like done for you. And literally that was it was the speed as well. Because if you think about it, back in the day, if you wanted one building, you would have to actually pay someone to do it, someone who knew it. And if it needed editing, if it needed changing, it would take absolutely ages for it to be done. And you would, again, because you didn't know it, if you didn't know HTML or anything like that, you'd be spending hours trying to figure it out, and you'd be testing this and it'd be an absolute nightmare. But once Lead Pages and ClickFunnels came around, it literally changed the game because it then made things so much easier because you could literally click on it, type a few texts or add an image, and it made things so easy, and you could literally create a squeeze page within a matter of 2 minutes. So likewise with a blogging platform, there are so many blogging platforms. We actually have our own blogging platform where literally as soon as you sign up, you've got a blogging platform that is literally ready to go. And if you go back a couple of years, you would have to create that from scratch. You would have to pay someone HTML. It made posting so much more difficult. There was so much more knowledge you had to have in order to actually do the most basic fundamental things. But yet now we've got this easy access, done for you stuff where you just literally plug in, click a few buttons, uploading images are so much easier. It just made things so much easier, and that is why the speed and convenience thing always works for people, because we want things now. We're in the digital age where if you buy something, I mean, I was talking to Andre. I brought a book. This was a book by Matt Lloyd called Limitless. Now, that's a physical book that I had to wait 2 weeks for, which I don't mind doing because I love that book. However, if he offered me the choice between the physical book or the digital book, how many people are going to choose the digital book because they want it now? They want speed and convenience of now. They don't want it in 2 weeks when it's going to turn up and take the time through the post, because that had to be delivered from America and I live in the UK. But if you offer me the chance to get it digital and now, even if it costs an extra $10, $20, I would have paid for it now because I want it. I want the speed and convenience, and that is the same for virtually everybody. Same as if you send a parcel, if you send a letter, do you send it first class? Do you send it second class, or do you have specialised delivery, next day delivery? Which one do you go for? You always want the speed and convenience. You want it done as quickly as possible. They offered you the ability to have it signed to confirm that it's been delivered. Again, comes back to speed and convenience. The convenience being, you literally post it, it's going to be there the next day. It's down to speed and convenience. Now, we always want peace of mind. That comes down to anything. So if you've got peace of mind when you know that something's being signed, you've got peace of mind knowing that is going to be delivered because it's been signed for. So again, it comes back to peace of mind. That's the key to any one of these 5. Peace of mind is absolutely vital, because if you're sitting there debating about what to do, what not to do, and things like that, a person who's confused is not going to buy. A person who's confused is not going to take action. You need to make it so simple that they literally have got peace of mind. They know that they're queries, their problems, their anything they've got going off upstairs, questions, problems, anything like that. They need to know that what you're giving them, what you're selling them, what you're giving them away for free, whatever it is, doesn't matter whether it's free or whether it's paid. They need to know that it's going to answer their problems. They need peace of mind that what they're getting is going to answer the very problem that they're looking for, because that's what you need to be targeting. People come online for me for one of three reasons. They come online for social, so like Facebook, they want to talk to friends, they want to talk to family, whatever. They come online to buy. Everybody does that. eBay, or maybe you go like Patricia, perhaps goes to shoe shopping or anything like that. Or you come online because you've got a problem, because you've got a question. Now, those people that come online for a question, come online for a problem, you need to be there to answer that problem, whether it be selling something, whether it be giving something away. That needs to answer that problem, because if you're not going to give it to them, they're going to go and find someone else who will. And as long as you're targeting and answering that problem, then they'll come back to you again and again and again and again. Because the biggest key to understand is we don't have one problem. Nobody has one problem. We have more than one problem, even if it's just a general query. Once you've got one, the first thing that people are going to think is, all right, you've answered that one, what else can you help me with? That's the first thing somebody's going to think about when you've answered that one problem. It's usually the biggest one we want answering first, so whatever that is. If you answer that one, the first thing they're going to do is say, what else can you help me with? That's the first thing they're going to, whether they're thinking about it or not, that's the thing they're going to think about. That's why they're going to come back to you again and again and again. So remember, whatever it is you're selling or giving it away, speed and convenience will absolutely win. But the vital thing is peace of mind. Make sure that whatever it is you're giving them or selling them, it answers a specific problem, the reason why they're there in the first place.
And you kind of hit it right on point too, man. As far as going straight to the second one, I ain't gonna lie, we're an impatient species. This we as humans, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, we're an impatient species, because you already mentioned it as well as far as number two, having it done for you to go along with the speed and the convenience. That people want it done for them because they want to go through what you just mentioned. If you have if you want to start, let's say, okay, you're a business owner. And let's say you're a business owner that owns like a little small mom and pop store. You want to go online to kind of expand your business a little bit more so. You set up a blog platform. How long is, Neil just mentioned, how long is that going to take you to get everything all situated? Get the capture page, set it up, maybe have a little cart too for maybe some people to make some purchases, whatever that you sell to, or just different images. We have people in our community, you would spend up to hundreds and thousands of dollars on that. And let's be honest, people nowadays, as just mentioned, we're impatient. We want it done for us right now. So we have to worry about going through all the learning curve, so we say. So I'm glad you brought it up, as far as that. It's, something just boom, right then and there. Perfect example is you mentioned eBay too, Amazon. And if people don't want to go drive out to Walmart, man, forget this. I'm going online, click, okay, got it, good to go. And it's done for them. And it's on a nice set platform, and then, Amazon's been riding pretty sky high the last few years too. So that's just another way. It's as far as having it, convenient and it's done for you. So people are like, okay, I don't have to worry about going through that learning curve. I can have this right now and then. As Neil just mentioned, we do have our own blog platform too. We'll get to that later on as well with this, but just so it's nice and convenient for you. So it's like, okay, nice, smooth, steady way into everything, and then you don't have to worry about having what type of theme to set up. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you have to go through. This being real with you, that's the reality of it. So that's something I just wanted to bring up as far. I don't know if you guys want to go any further with that as well, but one or two pretty much they hit it on point though.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that, yeah, you have people that really, really are looking for something fast. Like you said, we got fast food, fast this, fast that, a little bit impatient. And unfortunately, that should not be our culture, but it is right now. And people have it's a convenience for them to access everything online. We know the free tools, the go-to internet, they Google it. When you become an online marketer as well, one thing my upline had said, and you guys met her at the event, she'd always tell me, just Google it. You want your answers right then and there. Or the different convenient online services that you have. For instance, if you're looking for a restaurant, you're in a city, a strange city, and you can do research ahead of time to find out where things are, but you can go on Yelp, I believe, is a service that you could use and access and look up restaurants in your area. Or even, I know when I'm driving, we've got our GPS, so it'll have the little signs there that pop up where restaurants are or gas stations are and everything, because who has time to look for all of those things? I'm sure that when we were younger, I know my parents took us on some road trips, and they didn't. It's like shooting in the dark. You had no idea where things were. They didn't travel a lot. Now maybe they would have had know where certain stop-offs are or this and that, but it's so convenient nowadays just to get out your smartphone and type in the things that you want to find, and boom, voila, it's right there. So the same thing with us as internet marketers assisting our clients. We try to give them the most convenient way of finding the information that they need to find, but also if we're there, we have our blog where we could host and list the number of topics for them, and just copy and paste that if one of our clients is looking for something, and have them read our blog, or have them maybe train them to bookmark that, and they can just go to a series of things that they might be inquiring about, and they could just go to our blog and find what they're looking for. So I like that.
Yeah, the thing about Done For You is, like I say, we're in the digital age right now. So coming back to the whole speed and convenience, people want things now. People want things, but likewise at the same time, because they want it right now, you have the ability to say, well, I can give it to you, and then you can go away and figure it out for a month or 2 months or whatever, or I could give it to you and show you how to do it right now. So it's literally, I've done all the work for you. All you need to do is just log in and get started. And you've literally offered it to them on the plate without thinking. So you can spend 2, 3, 4, however, depending on your learning curve, will depend on how quickly you get things done. But if you said to someone, right, I'll literally break it down for you so it is so simple to understand, you don't need to worry about figuring it out. You don't need to do any. Basically, you're offering them the shortcut. You're offering them the chance to get things done quicker, and that's why people want the Done For You, because it takes out the guesswork. Now, something I was talking about, Andre, just before we came online, and I was talking to my brother a couple of months ago. Now, my brother's not an online person at all. In fact, he goes online pretty much to check his bank statements and check his credit card bills, and that is it. He doesn't go online at all. So when I was talking to him about it, and he actually asked me this very question, and he says, why do people pay X amount of money, X amount of pounds, X amount of dollars to get the information when they could just go online and research it for themselves? And I'm just like, well, it comes down to speed and convenience. It comes down to knowing that they've got everything right there. It's done for you. So it's kind of like, I don't need to go out, I don't need to figure it out, I don't need to read this, I don't need to do all this research and everything. It's done for me, it's right there, it's ready for me, ready, available. And he says, well, I personally wouldn't do that. I'd spend however long, I'd just figure it out, and I'd research as long as it took, and I'd figure it out and just save myself a bunch of money. Whereas yeah, then you wouldn't be saving yourself any time. I says, it's up to you which one you value more. Which one do you value more, money or time? Because let's face it, money you can get more of, time you can never get back. So it's down to you whichever one you prefer. And we had this debate back and forth, and I just like, well, to be honest, you're not online. So, for me, regardless of whether or not you actually would spend X amount of time researching it or not, you're not online, which kind of emphasizes the point. You're an old style, I won't say old style, but you know what I mean, he's an offline person. So it's kind of like a library mentality. So he will go to the library, he will read, he'll research, because back before you had the internet, if you wanted something, you had to go out there, you had to figure it out for yourself, you had to do your research, you had to do everything. And he's not an online person at all, emphasised by the point. He would go out there, research it, and however long it took, he's not bothered. He will spend the time researching it, knowing, and he'll come to his own conclusion. He's his own, I will figure it out for myself kind of person. No matter what you teach me, I'll come to my own conclusions. Whereas me, I'm kind of like, okay, so can you do this? Yes. Can you show me that you know what you're talking about? Yes. Okay, then I'll listen to you. As long as you can demonstrate to me that I'm going to learn exactly what you said I'm going to learn, I've got no problem there. I'll happily work with you. But I need to see that you know what you're talking about, because there are so many people out there that will try and teach you something and they've got no experience on it and they've got no knowledge on it, and they're just literally working from a textbook or whatever. It's like if you've not got no knowledge on it, then you can't teach it to anyone. You need some knowledge. So for me, it's if I know that you know what you're talking about, I'll happily get it for you, because I've got peace of mind. Again, key point, peace of mind, knowing that the information you're giving me is going to get me the X result, which is what you already have. You've got the result that I want, and you're going to show me how to do it. And if that means I have to spend 37, 47, 57, even 97, I'm not bothered. If you've got something that I want, and you can show me that you've got what I want, happily spend it all day long. And I have no doubt that that would be exactly the same for everybody else. Because again, it comes back to peace of mind. Regardless of whether you want it done for you, regardless of what speed and convenience, the one thing that everybody wants is peace of mind. We want to know that our problems are being answered. So again, regardless, come back to the point, regardless of these 5 topics that we're talking about, peace of mind underlies absolutely everything, whether it's online or offline. So if you
also, Neil, the psychology, knowing the psychology of your client or the person that you're talking to, and if when you do give them that information, that they will take action on it. So that's one of the important things, because again, it says they're looking for a solution. That's the real key to it. They really want that solution, and then once you can provide that for them, then you become that authority figure for them, and they'll come back not once but twice, 3 times. I know that I've done that for people that have offered a certain amount of value or information that I want. We look at, again, I'm going back to the map thing. How many, there's called MapQuest here. I don't know what they have in the UK. Because I know MapQuest is all over the world, but then there's Google Maps and all of those other things. And we go back, and for that, you can access that free, but then there are, a paid version of that as well. But for us, again, in the business world, for online marketers, people will pay us for the information that we have, because we've accumulated, we've curated it, we've documented it, and if they're looking, if we present it and package it to them in an attractive way, they will be back for more of what we have to offer them.
Yeah, you're right, completely right, and that's it. But back to the done for you is, don't think that because it's more expensive that people will be like, no, I don't want to buy it. You have to understand that people are online for a reason, and if the key point is, as long as your product, as long as whatever it is you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to give away to get people through the door, as long as it answers a problem, people are going to be there all day long. Now, you are always going to get people that are not going to buy. You're always going to get people who are going to buy and potentially even get a refund because they don't actually see the full potential in it. There are a whole host of people, so don't be put off by people that are not buying. Don't be put off by people that are potentially buying and even getting refunds, because if you're expected to sell a product and not get a refund, I'm sorry, but you're living in an unrealistic world. Even the best products in the world have refunds. It's an inevitable part of life. Everybody's different. And some people just buy it and don't see the full potential in it, and they just can't use it. Like me, for example, I have a Samsung phone. The reason why I have a Samsung phone is because when I want to put videos on my phone, I just drag and drop. Now, I used to have an iPhone, but converting it and transferring it, and it was an absolute pain. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me how to do that. It took absolutely ages, whereas I wanted something, comes back to the speed and convenience, I just wanted something that's literally drag and drop. Now mine, I'll drag it and drop it onto my phone, and it'll even say to me, do you want to convert it into a readable format on the phone? Yes. Speed and convenience. I don't want to have to figure out how to do things. I don't want to have to do all that. But again, come back to the point of, you know, refunders. I would happily refund and get a refund on an iPhone, because it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for what I need. Now, does that take anything away from the Apple iPhone? No, because it's one of the leading companies in the world, and it's one of the best phones out there. However, it's not something that works for me. So it doesn't take anything away from the product. It just means that it's not I'm not your ideal customer, because it doesn't work for what I need. So regardless, you can have the best product in the world. People are always going to, I'm not going to say always, but there are people out there who are going to want to refund because they don't see the potential, it doesn't work for them. There can be a whole host of different reasons. The key point you need to understand is, don't be put off by your refunders. Don't be put off by people that don't see the potential in it, because they're not your ideal market anyway. You're after the people that are there. You know, the people that continue to show up, that continue to check out your blog posts, or continue to watch your videos, or continue to show up on your Facebook, Google+, Twitter, whatever platform, whatever it is you're using, they will turn up again and again and again, and they're your people that you want, because you will not be able to keep them away, because they love the content that you're doing, they love what you're doing in general, and they're the people that you want. Those people who turn up, show up once every now and again, check out a few videos, you know, maybe buy the odd product. Nothing against, you know, I'm not saying anything about people who buy the odd product. People who buy, great. But what I'm saying is, when people buy, you know, if you've got somebody who buys from you now and again, are they more likely to request a refund from you against someone who buys every single product that you have, someone who literally follows your every single move? And of course, that is going to be a yes. They're always going to be more likely. It doesn't mean to say that they're going to, but it just means that they're not your avid followers. You have a hot market, we all have a warm market, and we all have a cold market. Now, your cold market is people who don't know you, and your warm market is people who know you, know a bit about you, perhaps buy products from you, and then you've got your hot market who literally do absolutely everything. All you need to do is literally say, there's a new product, here it is, you need to go out there and buy it, and they'll literally just go out there and buy it. I know that there are people that could say that to me, and I'll buy without thought, because I follow everything that they do, and I trust every single word that they say. And if you have that ability, to some people, they'll just buy from you all day long. But, you know, again, I'm going off point, but, you know, coming back to the whole, you know, the whole done for you, again, it's the key point is, it's the peace of mind. That's the biggest thing. So again, if I just quickly go back to the point of, you know, if you've got somebody who's recommending a product, if you've got somebody who you trust so much recommending a product, you've got peace of mind right there. That's why your hot market buys straight away, because they trust every single word you say, and they've got peace of mind knowing that what you're telling them will answer your problem. You trust every single word they say. You've got peace of mind to know that that's going to do what it says on the tin. That's the whole thing. The underlying thing here is peace of mind. So that's what people want. So when it comes to done for you, don't feel that, you know, just because it costs a little bit more, don't feel that that's going to take anything away from people buying, because you'll be surprised what people will actually spend more money on if it does the right thing for them. If it's going to get them something that they won't get anywhere else, or if it's something that's going to save them time so they can spend it with their loved ones, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, done for you can do so much for people, and people will pay a lot of money for it, because it does exactly that. It's done for them. They've got the peace of mind knowing that they don't have to do anything else. That's going to do exactly what I need. I'm going to save so much time, which means I can do X. I can go out with my friends, I can spend more time with my family, I can take my family out for a meal or on holiday, whatever it is. You know, it's all down to peace of mind. So what is it that your done for you product is going to give peace of mind to somebody else? How can you transition that into what your done for you product can do?
I got to also brag a little bit too, man. I got to go back to the network marketing profession. Since you mentioned the done for you part as well, and this is for business owners too, maybe traditional business owners or those who work online or offline as well, as far as done for you. And that's the system that you're part of. Again, whatever company you're part of in the home-based business profession. Because when you have guys like these two right here, when you have Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump, they're always bragging about network marketing, the profession in general, you would be shocked unless you're a business owner, as far as brick and mortar. You understand as far as the overhead, inventory, accounts receivable, employees that they deal with. That's why they've always bragged about the network marketing profession for decades now, as far as the system's already built for you. You have it set already. You have to go through all the legal stuff, come up with your own product, to maybe have the scientists and research, manufacturing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they go through. That's why always got to brag about that profession. And there's another person that they didn't have a picture of is Warren Buffett too. Between Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, or Warren Buffett, they've always been high in network marketing in general because of that. As we mentioned, it's done for you. And I'm kind of going a little bit bigger in the sense as far as done for you, but I'm just talking about like a big system as far as like, okay, the systems are set for me. Just pretty much just do your best to follow the systems, pay attention to the people who have done it, as Neil's already shared as far as examples of people within that community, whatever community that you're part of as well. Pretty much more than likely they have done it. They've been there to just pay attention to them and listen to them. Again, when you have these two guys that would say if they had to start over again, they would have hopped on at network marketing in a heartbeat. And some people can be closed-minded all they want with it, but that's just the reality of it because, again, everything's set for you. You don't have to go through the aches and pains. Not saying there's anything wrong, want to start your own traditional business or even franchise. But when franchising, do you have at least 6 figures in the bank or higher? Sometimes up to the millions of dollars to start a franchise. And then when you begin that, it'll be a few years before you start seeing profit in the first place. So again, not bashing on traditional brick and mortar business or franchising, but again, when it comes to home-based business professional, offline or online, you're in a good system, and that's what they're going to carry us to now. Number 3, as far as the experience that you have when you're in the profession, as far as just trying to be one you want to be with those people. As I just mentioned a few moments ago, it could be maybe that you've seen something that's an event. Maybe you've seen something like this online, or maybe you were on a conference call, or maybe you just want to go to a seminar or conference. So like, okay, arms crossed, or let me see what this is about. You want to be a part of those people. Maybe you want to see the people, like if you're working online, okay, let me see what these guys are about. I like what they're saying. Maybe you've been following them. Okay, let me go lock arms with them. Okay, let me go to an event to see what they're all about. And you see they're real people. Oh, okay. I'll never forget when I started online. This is how my experience was when I first started online. My first event, over 5,000 people in Denver. That's how I got started. I'm like, okay, this is how we do it here. I mean, literally, we've seen it for all the world. You talk about a wake-up call. And nothing against the company I was a part of before it shut down offline network marketing. I think the biggest event I've seen at that time was up to about 2,500, 3,000 people. When you see 5,000, that's your first event. I love that experience. And then you listen to the people that are making it happen. The 6-figure earners, the 7-figure earners. I mentioned already the income disclaimers. See that below. But I'm just saying, they're just letting us know what's possible for us. That's a pretty cool experience. Just to be with them too, and then just to enjoy, listen to them, and then it's like, okay, like man, I was watching these guys online. And they're like, oh, okay. You see them in person. I think that's pretty sweet. Again, this is the eye opener for me. So that's just. I know we can have a lot of fun with this too. But I mean, that's just people want to be a part of something that's like, I don't want to say brand new, but just almost like be a part of clique. I can say something like that because I've been playing semi-pro football, as American football for those watching overseas. For the last few years. But people want to be a part of something, maybe a fraternity, social group. Whatever. I know Patricia, she's part of a Superwoman group within our community as well. So, I mean, just people want to be a part of something. Nothing wrong with that. So this is a little bit of an example as far as, just having that cool, that cool experience, that, I guess that status or whatever. Like when you're in high school or whatever, it's like you want to be part of part of this group or want to part of this group or whatever. So that's just something I just wanted to just bring up too, as far as, just that type of experience that you probably want to join. And you see it also too, even if it's not in the home-based business profession. Maybe you might be in real estate. You want to go to a conference. You got somebody who's who knows, a multi-millionaire. Okay, let me see what they're talking about. Or maybe you want to go to something. Somebody's doing something when it comes to the stock market or Wall Street or something. You want to listen to these people and just pretty much see, okay, what are they doing that's making it happen what I can possibly do myself. Something to keep in the back of your mind too, as far as that experience. And again, just that cool feeling, just hanging around with people that are, more successful for you. So that's what I wanted to bring up with that part right there. I don't know if you guys want to go any further as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I always like to try and come at it from an off-world perspective, because this is usually where you grab most people. But think about Virgin. I don't know if I'll be honest with you, I can't say whether they're actually doing it right now or whether this is something they're projecting to be doing in the future. But one thing that I know that they're looking to explore, and that is space travel. They're looking to offer experiences to people to go in outer space. Now that's just exactly what Andre says, is offering an experience to people. We want to be able to go to people and say that you've done something. Usually you do want people that have shared similar experiences, because that's where you've got that kind of, you can talk about it and share it, but you also want to be able to say to people, I've done that, and people say, you know what, I want to do it, I haven't done it yet, because you kind of feel privileged, you kind of feel like you've done something, or you've got something that nobody else has. And you kind of feel privileged, you kind of feel special. And we all have that kind of thing inside of us. Go back to when you're a kid. I don't know if you guys have ever had it in America, but when I was younger, we used to collect these football stickers, and we used to have this little book, and we'd collect these stickers, and we'd be filling it out, and then they'd always come down to these 1 or 2 stickers that nobody has, and then you'd always get these 1 or 2 people that would always have a couple of them. Now, everybody would go around them, they'd try to be their best friend because they had this one sticker that everybody wanted. And you just feel kind of special, because everybody wants what you have. And that's the thing, it's that status of, you've got what I want and I really want it, kind of thing. So you try and do whatever you can, and it's a natural thing. You want to be around that because that's what you want. So whatever it is you want, you'll spend the most time around to try and get it. So like I said, we've done it. I mean, that example right there is just kind of what happens when you're younger. So it's just a natural part of who we are. We just want to be around something that we want a lot of. So if you've got, if you can offer someone the chance to be a part of something that either they really enjoy, either that they're really passionate about, or something that they can then go out and talk to other people about to try and get them involved as well, that's ultimately you're going to build something. And what we're looking to do here is I mean, if you really want to build a huge business online, you're looking to build something that's beyond what we call your sphere of influence. Now, if you can build something that grows beyond your control, then you are literally set for life. But it all starts first. You need to get that you need to kind of get that foundation set, and you need to create that awesome experience for people, because that's what's going to get people to come back. If you go online, when you're talking about travel, I've been to America. I've been to America once this year. I've been to America a few times last year. But that was for business. But when I go on holiday, the first thing I'm going to look for, especially when I'm looking for hotels and whether or not I want to do certain things, the first thing I'm going to look for is star ratings. How good is it? What experience have people had before in the past? I want to know that when I'm doing something, I want to know that somebody else has done it before and somebody else has had an awesome time and had a great time, and I know that I'm not going to be wasting my time or money doing that. And like I say, if you can kind of create that kind of mentality in people, you can create that kind of effect on people that what you're doing, what you're helping them do is giving them an amazing experience, then you're going to have that kind of feedback on your blog, on your websites, whatever it is, whatever platform it is, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, doesn't matter. Whatever platform it is you have, you're going to have an amazing feedback on, and that's just going to create a buzz. Again, if you can start building it beyond your sphere of influence, then it's just going to literally grow beyond your control. You will not literally be able to stop it. But like I said, what you want is people to be able to come to your website and just see it. And like, if you've got Facebook, for example, you add a video or a blog post or whatever, and you've got loads of people that are talking about it, about how much it's impacting their life, how much it's how much knowledge that you're sharing, how it's helping them grow their business or whatever it is that they're doing. You've got all that kind of thing. People will not turn away from that, because they can see. The first thing you can see when it comes to Facebook is how many people that have liked it, shared it, commented on it. Now, I don't know about yourself, but I was actually sifting through Facebook, and one thing that caught my eye, unfortunately, it was a bit of bad news, but one of my friends actually had to bury her father the other day, which is very unfortunate. But when she put status up there, the first thing that caught me before I read what it was about is how many people commented on it. She had something like 100 comments. She had a couple of people share it. Unfortunately, it is bad news. But she also had over, I think it was 200 likes. Obviously, you've got different variations on Facebook, but likes the common theme. Obviously, we don't mean that. It's just Facebook's way of saying, we acknowledge it, kind of thing. But that is just one status. And the first thing that caught my eye straight away before I read the news was how many people liked it, how many people shared it, and how many people commented on it. And if you can create that kind of effect on Facebook, it's literally just going to blow your business up. And likewise, you can have it on a blog platform. You can see the amount of comments that people have below. And when you see that is what you've got on your blogging, on your Facebook, on your YouTube, people are going to naturally want to be a part of it, because we're going to be curious as well. And that's another thing about people. We're curious. And if you can see that somebody's got a massive interaction on their Facebook and their blog, on their YouTube, people are going to want to know why, and then you're going to get them intrigued. And again, that's just another foot in through the door.
Yes, I wanted to say too, I like the example that it did give Neil in this particular example here for an awesome experience, with creating that in people. And you did mention Virgin Airlines, and they or I don't know if that was it, but they're creating the space travel. They're going to commercialize it, and that one, and then they're going to, because people can. Why do they want to be a part of that? It says because they can. They have the money to be able to pay for it, but they're going to be. It's creating a status for them, a certain amount of status that I'm the first one that took this ride. That's part of history. Is it a little arrogant? Perhaps, but this is what is going to happen when they are, pioneers as far as doing that. It's going to be a list of people, a list of names that will forever be down in history who have taken part of that. Now that's going to create a buzz, like you said, and curiosity for other people to want to do that. So just like when we have particular launches, or we have created an event, a live event like we have now, we try to advertise it. We try to create a certain level of scarcity. Like if they don't get in, or if they don't come to this live particular event, they're going to miss the information. Of course, we know that we have our replays, but we want them there initially on our webinar with us. So we try to position ourselves, position our offer online so that they could come and watch what we're doing. And you mentioned about Gmail. Did you want to explain that? What happened there?
Yeah, there are a few email providers, and Hotmail was the trendsetter for quite some time, but then Gmail came on the market. And the thing that separated Gmail, the reason why Gmail absolutely blew up, and that was because they created this kind of secret access kind of thing. So you literally could not get access to Gmail unless somebody who already had Gmail gave you a specific code. So it's kind of like it became that those people who had those codes became very privileged people, because it comes back to that, you've got something that I really want. And that Google created that kind of stir in people of just making them feel privileged because they have something that nobody else has, and they can give that to people, and it kind of puts you in a status symbol. And once you create that kind of thing in people, it just makes people go crazy, and you'll be surprised what people will do to get access, even to something as simple as Gmail. I mean, Gmail is free now. It's always been free, to be fair. But you think, how can you create that kind of stir in people for something that's free when there are other platforms out there offering exactly the same thing? And that's because you create a feeling in people, and it kind of creates that feeling in people of feeling special, feeling privileged, feeling amazing. And once you do that, and emphasize with Google, I mean, Google's blew up. I can't specifically tell you that Gmail are bigger than Hotmail, but I would probably say that they are. And the reason why they've done that is because they created that kind of emotion in people. They created them that feeling of you've got privileged access to Gmail. Now, what we want you to do is go out there and find some other people, and it just creates a viral effect. And that's the thing that if you see it in videos, you know, there are certain things that it comes back to, again, it grows beyond your sphere of influence. So those people will give it to 5 other people, and those people will give it to 5 other people. And before you know it, 5 times 525, 125, 675, it just literally grows beyond, and it just grows so quickly. It's unbelievable. But it starts with that emotion. So again, if you can create that kind of emotion in people, it's just literally it's amazing how quickly your business can just blow up once you do things right.
I gotta keep on going on with that too, man, because we know about a month ago we had a guest who he had an awesome, cool marketing experience because late last year, for those here living in the U.S., you know, we had the mega. Was the lottery that had to hit like well over $1 billion, and he posted on Facebook. I kid you not, he posted on Facebook the ticket. He's like, man, hey, there's enough for everybody out here. It's like if I win the ticket, it's like if I win this lottery ticket, I'm gonna share it with everybody. So this all I ask is that you just like and share my statuses. It was go from there. And if I'm not mistaken, he said he had well over. I need to go to his post exactly. You think he had like over like 1,000 as well, over 1,500 friend requests, like ridiculous amount of shares. I think he had like over 3,000 likes on that one post. It was hilarious, you know, because I mean Neil just mentioned it. You know, they want that, you know, that experience, that status too, and it's a whole different topic in itself. You know, we're helping people to learn how to fish, not give them the fish. It's a huge difference, but you know that's a different topic for another time. But the point is, you know, they just want that experience as far as like wanting to be with something. Like, oh yeah, gotta have that status. You know, that's how some people's mentality is, unfortunately. You know, in today's society, and that gives now into the next one as far as you know that I want to be part of that you know, that leading edge. You know, want to be on the inside. You know, it's, for those, again, got to go back to the roots as far as being home-based business. They'll always have some type of, it doesn't matter what the company will have, some type of a product or whatever. Maybe it's system, if it's online too. That's, again, if it's hit like the trigger point of that particular person, you know, just want to be in the inside. You know, just want to be like, okay, I got to have this. It's going to help solve my problem. You know, maybe if it is, they see not just the money only, but okay, this is going to help me have more time with the family, or you know, get time to travel more, or whatever. It's like, or if I do this, this product's going to help me maybe look younger, help me slim down, whatever it is. It's always this that part of that leading edge too. And I've noticed this over the last few years. Network marketing in general, they always have, you know, that good product or that system that just really hits that trigger point with the people too. So you know, people want to be in the inside. They want to be, you know, as this mentioned, you know, as far as that, you know, that leading edge to be the first ones in or something. It's like, oh man, this is sweet. I know Patricia brought it up briefly too. People want to be like on the inside. Perfect example, like every time we like to share the events that we have weekly here online. I know personally, I don't let everybody know what's going on because I know my target market. I know top specific people. There are a handful of people. I say a handful, but it's like well over 100 plus that you know that I know they've been paying attention. They're looking. And okay, let me see what they have to share this week. Neil mentioned it earlier too, as far as like you know you're gonna still comes down to it, but it's offline, online. You're gonna still want to be with people that know, like, and trust. But now if you're in the you're in the inside of something, like like you said, the warm market, hot market, cold market. That warm and hot market is like, okay, what's going on here? Pretty much that hot and warm market, they're gonna be like, all right, their ears are really perked and like, yeah, I want to see what's going on because this guy's been sharing a lot of good value. So what's going on? And we have people in our community the same way Neil mentioned earlier, in a heartbeat. They say something, and I'll be like, okay, I want to see what's going on too. There's no questions asked. I'm gonna go and buy this because I see it's an investment, not a purchase. It's an investment. Again, different topic for another story, for another time down the road. But that's just that's the type of mentality that you have to have when you're sure and when you're clear about what you want to. And again, want to be in the inside, you want to be with those people like we said earlier. You want to be part of that group. It's like, all right, yeah, we're all on the inside. And then when people are asking, once you start sharing stuff online or whatever, people are like, what in the heck are you guys doing? They want to be in the inside, the leading edge part, the trendsetters or whatever. So that's what I want to share as well with that. I know these guys can go on a little bit further too with this as well, this topic.
Yeah, when it comes to when it comes to online, to be honest, when it comes to anything, usually the first person out there is always the people that are often enough grow the biggest or are the most renowned. So if you take, for example, Facebook pretty much set social media up. Facebook are the biggest platform aside from Google. Facebook is the biggest website in the world. So you've got Facebook when it comes to social media. If you talk about videos, you always remember YouTube. If you talk about email, you could say Gmail. Some people will say Hotmail. Hotmail came around before Gmail, so a lot of people may go Hotmail. If you talk about eBay, if you're talking about selling things online, some people will go Amazon because that's perhaps what they grew up with, but eBay was the first one to come around. So it's one of those where the first usually is the one that tends to get remembered the most. But like you found with Gmail, you can often have someone come up. If your marketing is done right, you can come up and you can take over. I mean, if you look at Amazon are taking over eBay. For me, I think Amazon are actually bigger than eBay. They came around long after eBay, but they've come around very, very, very quickly because their marketing is done right. But we're not here to obviously talk about that. we're here to talk about these 5 things. So leading edge and trendsetting. So what kind of things? I suppose what we're trying to do here is trigger some thoughts in. So we're giving you these 5 examples. In what way can you adapt this to your business? In what way can you adapt this to your market? Because like I say, if you're the leading edge, if you're setting the trend inside your market, you're going to very, very quickly become the go-to person, and that's going to do wonders for your business. So just think about, you're not trying to recreate the wheel. You're just looking to try and use a particular part of something that's already out there and try and use it in a particular way that's going to work wonders for your business. So you're not looking, when we're saying leading edge and trend setting, we're not looking for you to create the next YouTube. We're not looking for you to create the next Facebook. We're not looking for you to create something, because chances are a lot of things that you're already encountering have already been done before. So we're not looking for you to create the wheel, recreate the wheel. We don't want you to do that, because that's just going to take far too long, and it takes a lot of effort. And to be honest, a lot of the time. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of an echo. A lot of the time. I think that's you, Patricia.
No. Go ahead.
I'm getting an echo.
Oh. I don't have an. Oh, I don't. Let's see. I just.
Sorry. I've completely lost my train of thought now. But yeah, that was it. When we're actually trying to take trend setting, when we're trying to talk about leading edge, we're not trying to tell you to recreate the wheel. We're not trying to tell you to come up with something that nobody else has done before. What we're trying to do is just, how can you adapt this model to your business? How can you come up with something that's going to give you the edge, going to put you out there over, and so you could set the trend for your market, set the trend for your specific niche. And that's the kind of thing that we're trying to create inside of you, so we can try and give you some food for thought that's going to make you think, how can I apply this to my business? I can do this that's going to really separate me out. Because, you know, a lot of people, there's so many people that are struggling at the bottom of the market, and you've got these people at the top. And the reason why they're there at the top is not because they're creating things that nobody else has done before. I mean, you do get that, of course, but it's because they're literally finding something that their market is responding to, that, you know, that they found content-wise, and they're just putting a completely different spin on it that has just ignited something within their market. You know, there are so many different ways that you can say something to people, and people are always going to respond differently. So I could talk to you about getting traffic to your website, and I could come up to someone and say, traffic to your website. I could talk about visitors to your website. I could talk about traffic to your blog, to your YouTube, to your Facebook. You know, you're talking about it in so many different contexts. You're covering a whole different spectrum of people. A lot of people are going to respond. So if you talk to someone about traffic to their website, or maybe even talk about traffic to their video, you know, a large amount of people are not interested in doing video, not because they don't want to. A lot of people don't like doing video because they feel uncomfortable in doing it. But that's a separate subject. But the point is, if you talk to someone about getting traffic to their website, but then you talk about people getting traffic to their videos, you know, if your focus is traffic to your videos because video is really, really hot, you might not get as much uptake as you would do if you talk to someone as video traffic to their website. So, you know, you can talk to someone in so many different ways, and that's what these guys do. They find a way to get their target market to respond to them. And that's what we want you to do. You need to come up with just different variations. There's so many different ways that you can say the same thing to different people, and it's up to you to find a way to do something that's going to get your target market to respond to you. So
Neil, I had something I wanted to say about that. You know, that's where we create the scarcity, right? For instance, I just had a friend online. He's an online marketer, and you know, he was posting things all along about his results and that he was getting in his business, but just, you know, his lifestyle and other things. So what he did was, as people are following him, he has a drone, and in this drone, people kept asking him, what kind of drone do you use? What do you use? Because he does these beautiful videos about these beautiful scenes over the ocean. He lives here in Southern California, where we have beautiful weather and everything. And people, he would not respond to. He would not respond to them. They're already his friends, or either other friends of friends of friends. You know how it is when they would share the videos, that they would see that, and then he'd all of a sudden get all of this, these inquiries about how he's shooting it, what kind of drone he's using, and he said that I will take 5 people to teach them what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. You know, so that gives an exclusivity to the things that he's doing, and more people started. They started commenting, well, you know, I would want to be one of them. I want to be one of them. I would like to learn how to do this. And also with his online business, that was his side business, his lifestyle business, or lifestyle of what he was doing that attracted people. And then for his business, he kind of used that same strategy where he started posting things about his business, and then people wanted to know about that, and he did the same thing where he would only take 5 people to teach them what he was doing, and it was going to be a limited number, and that again gives, like I said, the exclusivity of more people. And now it doesn't mean that he won't take more, but that adds an urgency, like you have to sign up now if you want to take a part or be a part of what he's going to offer. So that always helps. If we could create an event, like I said, something that we could offer them and they want to jump on board, then, and people will. They will definitely do that if we use that strategy.
Kind of muted, Neil.
Yeah, I just realised myself. I'm getting an echo again.
Yeah,
Hello?
getting an echo. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still getting an echo. Sorry.
All right, let me mute myself.
Yeah, and you know the thing about this specialised access is it's one of those where we have this again. It goes back to your childhood thing. You know, when you was younger, if you got told you couldn't have something, what kind of emotion did that create in you? And if you're a guy, you probably still have that kind of you probably still have that kid in you. The more you're told you can't have it, the more you actually want it. And obviously it's kind of different, but it is the same thing. And it's one of those where we always want something that it's like the more we see it, the more we want it, and the more we realise we don't have it, the more we want it. And that's the kind of thing that you're looking to create in people. You know, I went to I don't know if you guys actually I don't know if tennis is bigger in America where you guys are, but we've got this tennis event coming up called Wimbledon, and I don't know if you guys actually follow tennis. But before a couple of weeks ago, I took my girlfriend for her birthday, and we took a tour around Wimbledon. Now, I wasn't actually expecting that many people, but there was daily, in fact, sorry, there was hourly visits of 30 and 40 people an hour going through these tours. And now these tours are not cheap. I think they was costing like £50 and £60 a person. And you think that people were paying just to get backstage access. You don't meet any of the players, no nothing. You just get to see the pictures, you get to see the press office, you get privileged access that the general public will not get. And it's one of those that, because Wimbledon was coming up, it kind of, everyone jumps on, and it gets really, really, really popular because you get privileged access to something that's already up and coming. So because you've got an up and coming event, people are fully aware of Wimbledon, they're following Wimbledon. The chance to actually get access to backstage behind Wimbledon suddenly gets really, really, really popular because it's that time that you're conjuring up that kind of emotion in people, like Christmas. You know, when it comes to Christmas, there are certain things. Christmas cards, for example, it gets incredibly popular. Now, people don't get the urge to buy Christmas cards. We just buy it because that's just, you know, we want to send well wishes out to other people. You know, it's human nature. But when certain events happen, you conjure up certain emotions in people, and if you can kind of create that kind of emotion in people, and you can offer them privileged access to certain things, again, you're creating that emotion, that need. I want that kind of mentality, and you just say to them, well, it's privileged access, like Patricia just mentioned in the example of that person who just says only 5 people. That just means people are like, oh, so I'm competing for however many other people for the one of 5 spots. It creates that urgency even more, and those once done right, it can literally, you could offer 5,000 people, and you'll be surprised how quickly they sell out. I mean, again, come back to the point of Apple. You know, there are people that queue overnight, queue for days, so they can be the first in line to get that Apple phone, because I mean, in this case, it's not privileged access. This is just you know, it's they've got something else they've got something that nobody else has. They have the first iPhone. It's a status symbol. But again, like I say, it's also an experience, because they can then, all right, going through it, probably not going to be the best thing, camping out and whatever else, but they can share that experience because they've been through it and they've got what they wanted. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you can adapt it into so many different things. You know, whether you're talking about online, offline, holiday experiences, normal experiences, camping experiences, you can create that kind of emotion. When you do it right, it's a sequence of events. Once you do it right, you can conjure up all kinds of emotions in people, and you can literally just set your business on fire, just literally once you do it right. So I don't know if anybody else has anything else to say on that.
No, because since he kind of did go into the last part, as far as the access, you mentioned Wimbledon, and man, that's huge nation, that's huge worldwide. I know that's the first thing I mentioned when I left. I just wanted to do some things. I mentioned to my dad, like, hey, Wimbledon starts next week. People talk about because here in America, pretty much when the NBA is over with, some people are like, oh man, we're just sitting back waiting for the NFL to get started, but you're still missing out on baseball. I know the other football, the worldwide football is going on pretty well too, as of right now. And there are other things, and like you just mentioned, Neil. I know I don't want to say it's the same because it's not. Women, it's the same. It's not. But like here in the United States, when I mentioned the NFL, like when the Super Bowl gets started, you know, it's like when people want to have being part of something, they want to be access something like maybe it might be a commercial on TV, and as far as like all right, you can win this 2 free tickets to the Super Bowl wherever it's played. They want to be kind of like a little bit of what we mentioned, being the inside as far as the leading edge. We mentioned that earlier. They also want to have access to be a part of something big like that. They want to be actually. They don't mind being on the actual inside. It's for free. Now, obviously, we want to lay for business. Let's say another good example. I mentioned Robert Kiyosaki earlier. If he himself was coming down here to Florida, especially here in Jacksonville, shoot, I'd probably in a heartbeat buy a ticket to just go listen to the man speak because want to be actually inside. It's like some people will pay so much for a ticket. Maybe they want to go to a concert or whatever. They'll pay maybe if it's a VIP tickets. Some people want to pay a little bit extra, for that. The actual access and to be a part of something. I know kind of like mixing the two, but there's a reason why people would rather pay a little more so it can be kind of a little bit closer. Whoever's talking, whoever the event's going on to, and people don't mind doing that as well, just so they be like, okay, there's the real deal. It's like, okay, this is pretty cool. As we mentioned earlier, people love what you shared. The examples, the value you've been putting out to. Besides just going to the event, it was like, okay, maybe you have something going on within the event, and you'll want to pay a little bit more just to be close to listen to what this person has to say. People will do that. They want to have access to be closer toward whoever this person is sharing value with. So there's something just to think about too, as far as I know, with this last part what we want to mention. I don't know if you guys want to go any further too with this as well.
I was just going to one thing I was going to add when you were talking about live shows and things like that, and that is if you've ever been to a music show, if you've ever been to a rock concert, or maybe you've seen your favorite band, maybe you've seen your favorite artist, how many people actually get given backstage passes? And again, that comes down to one or two things. That comes down to an actual experience, but it also comes down to privileged access. If you've got access to the backstage to meet that actual person, meet that actual band, you've got privileged access, something that I won't say nobody else has, but you've got it. Very few, if anybody else has access. So again, you've got specialized access. So you feel privileged because you out of however many other people have got access to it. And again, using the example of Gmail, Gmail created this whole effect of you've got specialized access. You've been chosen out of the many thousands, millions of people to get access to Gmail early. Now, and then I don't know quite whether they said you can give it out to X amount of people or whatever, however they did it, but they did it, and that was free. That was a free service, and look at what effect it's done. Anybody who's anybody online knows Gmail, and I would dare say probably uses Gmail because you can use more than one. I have multiple email accounts, but it's one of those where that's your perfect example. Gmail was a free service, and somehow they managed to get millions and millions of people to take them up on it because they created that kind of effect. They gave someone privileged access, probably for a limited amount of time, and saying you can have it, and then somebody else can have it, and could you done it that little bit. Look at Facebook when they first started launching. They started out very, very small. Then they went to a city. Then they went to another city. Then they went to another city. And before you knew it, it's like they spread themselves out. But it's like you know, there were certain cities, there were certain countries that didn't have Facebook. Now, granted, I mean, I didn't hear of Facebook up until what 2008, so that was a good few years after. But you know, it's one of those where if you wanted something, you couldn't access it because it wasn't available there. So the person who had it has got specialized access, and it just somebody else is like, I want that, I need that, and again, as soon as that becomes available, they're going to take it straight away because you've got specialized access, and that's what they want. So again, it's just conjuring up those kind of emotions. That's the key point I'm trying to stress here. It's creating that kind of emotion in someone because that's what controls everything. Once you conjure up that kind of emotion, that association, that image, that mentality, that experience for people, they're just gonna do whatever it takes. And like the example with Apple, you know, I don't know if they do it with iPads. You know, there are people that do it for rock concert tickets. I know I've done it before. I've waited all night. No, I won't say all night, but I waited for a good 6, 7, 8 hours. I was only 15. I waited 8 hours for some tickets to go on sale. I have no problem. In fact, I waited to get a CD that got released on midnight. I started waiting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I wanted to be the first person to get access to that CD. I wanted to be one of the first people in the country to get access to that album. Again, it just comes back to specialized experience, but it also comes back to access as well. Don't take away anything. You know, what people will do to get access to that kind of information, that kind of product. You know, again, just create those kind of emotions in people, and you'll be surprised. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can get rid of, you know, make sales online and get people to sign up to your newsletters and whatever it is you're doing. Conjure up those kind of emails, and I'm telling you now, your business will literally explode. Again, as Andre said at the start, we cannot guarantee you any kind of results. So please see your, you know, the income examples. We cannot guarantee you any kind of results. So when we tell you this can do something, that is because it is entirely possible. It's not guaranteeing that it will happen for you because, again, what you put into your business, you will get out of your business. And if you're not prepared to work and work at getting this kind of effect going in your business, you're not going to benefit from it. So when I say that this is possible, that's exactly it. It is possible, but it's not guaranteed to happen. So just make sure that you're aware of that, and make sure that if you want to do it, you be prepared to put in the work, because that's what it is. You need to put in the work because that's the only way you're going to see any kind of results.
Yeah, you pretty much pretty much hit everything to nail the coffin, man. As far as that, you know, as far as, you know, being access to what we have, and if you got bad for what we shared, yeah, I'd love to read your comments below. So go and comment below as well. And I know, Neil, you just mentioned it too. As far as you want to have access to what we've been mentioning, as we mentioned earlier. I know he did earlier. As far as we do have own blog set up to own blog platform, so it's done for you. You know, speedy convenience, and don't worry about buying everything, spend hundreds of dollars of all that stuff, you know, to go ahead and you know, get, you know, whatever, because everything's just right there for you. So for not bad for $17 for a 2-week trial to you know, go in this blog we like to share. Where we like to talk about it. If you're a business owner, boy, go ahead and leverage this, especially with social media. Have a blog platform and use social media at the same time. And they have some stuff in there too, just to help you just on your way. Once you do get on the way with that too. And then as far as talking about the leading edge, we have an event here coming up in the next month down in Dallas, Texas. So it can be a, you know, get chances to see how we're doing things here as well too. So that's another thing to get access of as well, and just also see what we're about, and just what our community is about as well. So just pretty much like just help out too, as far as hitting these points that we just mentioned too, and then some. So that's just what I wanted to share a little bit as well. I don't know if you guys want to go anything too.
No, I just wanted to say one quick thing is like for that special access. Again, the events, because it's almost like we're a celebrity status. We're not a rock star. We're not President Obama or somebody that's, you know, in a position where people pay thousands of dollars to have a dinner with them just to see the President of the United States or any particular political leader. We are just internet marketers, but we offer value to people. And I remember when I did do my video, and I've talked about this before, and I'd only made one video, is that somebody, not just one person, when I went to my very first event that was in Denver, I had tons of people coming up to me and saying, I saw your first video, you know, and I did feel like a rock star. I thought, did people want my autograph, you know, that type of thing. And there were a lot of people who hadn't taken that step to do their own videos, and I inspired them. And I should have put a course together at that time, which I didn't, but that is a way of creating a product as well, because again, if other people like that of what I did, then how many other people are going to like that or like the way that I had done something? Because I have people to this day that are in this business with us and they have not done their first video, and they need to get over that shyness. So again, as far as access, we can create access by a whole number of ways. We can create an event, like I said, for them to meet us. We could do a live event just like this. They see us every week. Invite them to come to our online webinars that we have. They're live. Of course, they can catch the replay, but they could see us, although they cannot interact with us here. We have, Facebook Live. We have Periscope. We have all of those kind of platforms where they could have access to us if they really want to join us. But again, we have to reach that target market that needs our services, and then we offer value to them. So that's all I wanted to say. Oh, and another thing, movies. We forget about that example. You know how movies are always doing their offers for, of course, you have to pay for them as well, but, you know, the first in line for a premiere movie event, that kind of thing. I remember years ago when I was living in LA. This was when I was in my 20s. I'm going to be 65 pretty soon, but in my 20s. Remember Star Wars when it first came out? I was in line for Star Wars, and there was a news truck there, or, you know, news reporters and stuff were all out for the premiere of that show, and I was in their newscast. And I hadn't seen it because, you know, where was I? I was in line with how many other people waiting for the first Star Wars premiere. But I had other people who were watching me on the news, and a result of seeing me there, they went to that. So we could create something like that for ourselves in a limited way. Of course, we don't do movie premieres, and of course I wasn't a star in it, but we could do that to create anticipation for people to see us online. So that's all I want to say.
I just want to say before we go, what we've been referencing tonight, we've been referencing from a particular blog post, an ebook that we've managed to get, and I'll put it in the link in the I've actually put it in the link in the comments below. So, but for anybody that is watching this on the replay, it's www.blogmarketingacademy.com/things-people-buy. So blogmarketingacademy.com/things-people-buy, and that is that's the place where we actually got the ebook from. So that's where we're referencing it from. But I just wanted to, you know, share it because it was absolutely amazing content. But we're not obviously, of course, taking anything away from the person that created that, because they've gone out their way to create that, and that is absolutely amazing content that we felt we needed to share because it was absolutely great. So thankful for the person that actually created it, and obviously if you want to get your copy, go ahead to that link. You can actually download it, and, you know, you can go ahead and use it, and you start doing exactly what we've been sharing here. So just wanted to share that out with the people, and just make sure that, you know, if you want to get your copy, just go to there, or there's a link below, like I say, you will have to get it. So when you catch this replay, it might already be gone, the links, because the comments and stuff, it will obviously keep going down and down and down, but Okay, go to the link that I've just mentioned ago. I'll just say it one more time. So it's www.blogmarketingacademy.com/things-people-buy. So I'll just I'll leave it with that one.
All right, and just a quick recap too, as far as what we mentioned here already this evening, as far as the speed and the convenience that people like to just have something right off rip. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, we're a very impatient species. Have something done for you, as we mentioned as well with our own blog platform. Once you go to the Yes Let Me In link and start to just go ahead and click on that and get started. And then obviously for like number 3, just that experience. 2, the awesome experience as well, as we mentioned too, and also too, what we got coming up here in the next few weeks. It kind of goes down to the leading edge as far as want to be in the inside, so you get a chance just to meet us as well too when we go to events, and also this the simple access we already mentioned. We already mentioned here as well too. So nothing for what Patricia's mentioned. I know here in the last few events that we've been to, some people are like, oh man, we see what what you're talking about too. So I understand what Patricia's talking about. Not saying that we're rock stars or anything too like that, but I mean, since we're we've been consistent too. This is what happens when you're consistent in whatever that you do too, especially if you're doing something live too. And Neil mentioned it too. People have unlimited beliefs too when it comes to video, but yes, that's the big thing too. Not saying there's anything wrong, not saying you have to, but that's why we mentioned as far as having your own blog platforms, you can just share your thoughts without having to post a video, even though it's quicker. Personally, I think it's quicker than actually typing something, unless you're a real fast typer with with your fingers or on that cell phone of yours, going ahead real quick. But again, to each their own. But I just wanted to mention that too, as far as you to have access to what we have too, as far as what we're doing too in the next few weeks. So that's what I wanted to share here as well. And again, that being said, same time, same place next week. So with that being said, we'll see you guys then.
Take care, guys.